Good morning students of class 12. Welcome back to the online classes. In our previous class, we had already studied about the different methods of asexual reproduction in plants. Like we had studied about budding, we had studied about fragmentation. Now today we'll continue with our classes and the topic which we'll do today is that vegetative propagation. You have already about vegetative propagation in lower classes also. What is vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation means growth of new plant from vegetative parts like roots, stems and leaves. Growth of new plant from vegetative parts like root, stem and leaves is called vegetative propagation. Okay, example you can say bryophyllum. From the leaf buds, the buds can grow and it can detach from the parent plant to develop into a new organism or into a new plant. Now one term is there which you need to learn. What is vegetative propagules? What is vegetative propagules? Vegetative propagules means those part of the plants that can help in vegetative propagation, like the part of the plant that can germinate. Instead of writing germinate, we can write that can develop into. That will be a nice word because germination is not found in all the parts. So part of the plant that can give rise or that can produce a new plant to a new plant is called vegetative propagules. Got it? It's called vegetative propagules. Example of vegetative propagules, if it is asked, roots, stems and leaves are called vegetative propagules. Okay. Now there are two types of vegetative propagation. The one which is there in your syllabus is natural vegetative propagation, not the artificial one. So two types of vegetative propagation. What are they? Natural and artificial. Artificial vegetative propagation includes hybridization and tissue culture methods that you don't have to study. It's not there in your syllabus. So we'll start with the natural methods of vegetative propagation. Okay, natural methods of vegetative propagation. Natural methods of vegetative propagation. Okay. Now what are the natural methods of vegetative propagation? Natural methods of vegetative propagation means in this method any part of the plant will detach from the parent plant and grow into a new independent plant. So this definition you have tried. In this method, a part of the parent plant, part I have written, it can be root, stem or leaf also. A part of the parent plant detach from the parent and germinate into and grow into a new plant like in case of roots from the stems. Okay, so what is the definition of natural methods of vegetative propagation? There is no artificial means human beings are not required to carry out the natural methods of vegetative propagation. It can be done by the plant itself without any assistance or without any help to them. Now, next is the parts which are used by the plants in vegetative propagation. I already said they are roots, stems and leaves. Now, what are the different methods, natural methods of vegetative propagation? So, first one is from underground stems. So, I write here number 1 like this. 5 points are there. Underground stems. Generally, stems are found growing above the soil. But in case of vegetative propagation, the stems of some plants like potato, onion, they are changed or modified and they grow under the soil. That's why they are called underground stems. They are the modification of stems. So here underground stems you write. Stems of some plants are modified to grow under the soil and the buds, BUDS, buds means young undeveloped shoot, present on them germinate to give rise to a new plant. Germinate to produce new plants. Okay. Now, what are the examples of underground modification of stem? Already you have studied. Like here, now I write with A, B, C, D. Number A, first one, we can take it as rhizome. R-H-I-Z-O-M. What is rhizome? Example also you can give. Ginger is the plant in which we call the ginger rhizome. Why? Because it is a stem only, which is modification of a stem that grow under the soil. It is a thick, slender, underground stem. So rhizome definition is thick, prostrate. Prostrate means lying flat to the ground. Thick, prostrate. I am writing this word. Prostrate means growing flat to the ground, below the soil. So it is thick, it is prostrate, underground stem. Thick, prostrate, underground stem. It stores food inside it. Okay, and it has got the scale leaves also, and it can, the buds which are present on them, it can germinate to give rise to a new plant. That is, leafy shoot will be produced, even the roots are also produced. You may have seen during the puja time, the rhizome, the ginger is sold with the leaf in it, isn't it? That shows how the ginger or the rhizome is growing or germinating from the underground state. The food is stored inside the stem only, which supply the energy required for the germination of plant. So it is thick underground stem which grow horizontally below the soil. Underground stem which grow horizontally below the soil. Example already I said, turmeric and ginger you can write in the examples of rhizome. Turmeric, haldi you know, and ginger. Ginger also you know, very common, isn't it? So turmeric and ginger, these two plants are called rhizome. They are underground modification of stems. From them or from these stems only a new plant can germinate. Now second one we have bulb. Number A I have already written. Number B, onion, you have seen onion bulb. The structure of onion, it is called as bulb only. Like this one is there, no onion, many scale leaves are present, okay, inside the body there, and there is a thick, this one, bulb-like structure here. Stem is condensed, and then the roots are there, they are called adventitious roots. And they are the scaly leaves which are present, the one which we eat, okay, the scale leaves. So in the onion, the appearance is like a bulb. So we can give the example of onion as bulb. Now, have you seen germination of onion? It is the roots which develop from the basal part, from the lower part. They are called adventitious root. The roots which arise from any part of the plant except the radicle is called adventitious root. Means such roots arise from the stem, not from the radicle. Radicle generally gives rise to the root system, but here the stem is giving rise to the root system. Okay? So that's why they are called adventitious roots. This one is called the condensed shoot, SHOOT, and they are the fleshy scale leaves, and the appearance is like a bulb. So this is the diagram of onion bulb. We have already seen onion. So onion bulb is the example of underground modification of stem. Now what to write in this onion bulb? It is short and thick underground stem. Short and thick underground stem. Let's write here only. Short and thick underground stem with condensed nodes and internodes. Short and thick underground stem represented by a convex or slightly conical disc. This one is slightly conical. Axillary bud is here. No? Axillary bud, apical bud. Two types of buds are present here. So short and thick underground stem that store food, and it is represented by a convex or conical disc. The stem is represented by a convex or conical disc. Okay, example already we have said, that is onion in the beginning only. Now the third one, rhizome, bulb, even potato tuber is also an example of underground modification of a stem, but we have to check whether it is there in the syllabus. Yeah, tuber is also there. Okay. So third type of underground modification of a stem is tuber. First example you can learn, that is potato is the example of tuber. Now what type of structure is there of the potato you may have seen, isn't it? Like they have got many lenticels present in them, and then the buds are also there like this. No? Buds are also there. And the edible part is present inside the peel. When you remove the cover, the edible part of the food is present. So when you write the definition of tuber, they are modified underground stems which are developed due to storage or accumulation of food, reserve food materials at the tip of the branches. So they are modified underground stems. All are modified underground stem only. Modified underground stem developed due to storage of food, okay, underground modified stems developed due to accumulation of reserve food at the tip of branches. Storage of food at the tip of branches. Example already you wrote, that is tuber. Potato is the example of tuber. So what we studied in underground modification of stem? In vegetative, natural vegetative propagation methods, the first one is from underground stem. Three examples are there, or three types of underground modification of stem. Fourth one is also there, but it is not in syllabus, corm, C-O-R-M. So first one is, we studied about the rhizome, that is ginger, which is thick, prostrate, slender, underground modification of a stem. And second one we studied was bulb, that is onion. And third one is tuber, that is potato, in which the food is stored inside the tip of the branches. Alright. Now next we have to study is the subaerial stems. Okay, subaerial. Earlier it was underground stem. Now next one is number B, you can write subaerial stem. What is the meaning of subaerial? Aerial, you know, means in the air. Subaerial means half part in the air, the remaining half is there in the ground. So subaerial stem consists of several plants which helps in vegetative propagation. They also help in vegetative propagation. Now what are the different types of subaerial modifications of stem? Three we have to study. Number one, or number is small here right now, offset, sucker and runner. So let's start with the last one only, runner. You may have seen a dub grass or a lawn grass, how the grass is growing on the ground. Like this one is here, the roots are present. No, the grass is very, it has a very, what we say, soft stem. The stem cannot grow horizontally, vertically straight. So it will bend downward and touch the ground. Wherever it will touch the ground, that part of the stem will develop the roots. And like this again it will grow and touch the ground. Understood? So because it is so soft, and the leaves are of course there, very small leaves are there. So this type of dub grass you can see. If you uproot it from here, then you will get a long grass growing. It's also called lawn grass. So example you can write is L-A-W-N, lawn grass, or dub grass also it is called. In Hindi it is called dub. Okay? Which is used in puja also, no? Dub grass. So what is this runner? How to write the definition of runner? That you have to write. Runner is slender. Slender means very soft. Prostrate means going flat to the ground, horizontally to the ground, touching the ground you can say. So first word is slender, prostrate, subaerial stem. Slender, prostrate, subaerial stem. Slender, prostrate, subaerial stem means half part is growing inside the soil, half is growing above the soil. That's why it is called subaerial, not fully in the air. Generally stems are found above the ground only. No, stem part of the plant is found above the ground, but here some part is there inside the soil also, and remaining part is there above the soil also. That's why it is called subaerial stem. Okay, so it is slender, prostrate, subaerial stem that grow horizontally on the ground. So next one is it grow horizontally on the ground, horizontally on the surface of the soil. That grow horizontally, you know what is horizontally and vertically? Grow horizontally on the soil. Horizontal means like this, from left to right, and vertical means up, down, like this. This is called vertical, and this direction is called horizontal. So grass is not growing straight up, vertical. It is growing in the horizontal direction. Now next we have the second one, that is number B, offset. Example, you know water hyacinth, no? O-F-F-S-E-T, offset. Example, water hyacinth. In Hindi it is also called jalkumbi, no? Water hyacinth. Example is there of water hyacinth. It is called the scourge of the water bodies. This water hyacinth, it is also called a scourge of water bodies, S-C-O-U-R-A-G, scourge of water body. It is also known as terror of Bengal, the other name. Also known as T-E-R-R, terror of Bengal. Why it is called so? Because it is one of the most invasive weeds. It is one of the most invasive weeds. Weed, you know, unwanted plants that can grow. That grow in the standing water. that grow in standing water of most of the water bodies. So it is found growing whenever there is standing water. This particular weed, that is unwanted plant called water hyacinth, will keep on growing and occupy the entire lake. They will cover the entire lake and they will prevent the sunlight to reach up to the other organisms which are found in that water. And that's why I call very invasive. Invasive means they will invade someone, means to go and attack someone. So they are the one who are attacking the other aquatic plants and taking their nutrients away. That's why they are called the invasive weeds. So this is also asked in the examination, which plant is called the terror of Bengal? The answer is water hyacinth. This one is asked, okay? Then offset, what is the definition we will write? Offset definition will be, it is a short, thick, slender, condensed runner. So I'll rub it now. Short, thick, slender, condensed runner. It is a type of runner only with half part, that is the shoot bearing leaves found growing above the soil and the roots growing below that shoot, isn't it? So we have to write offset is a short, thick, slender, condensed runner that originates in the axil of a leaf. That originates in the axil, the angle that originates in the axil of a leaf, and it produces the shoot system and the root system, okay, in the axil of a leaf, and elongates only to a limited extent, and elongates only to a limited extent. It's very big definition. So only this is short, thick and slender condensed runner that originates in the axil of a leaf. Up to axil of a leaf you can write, isn't it? Now next we have sucker. The third type of subaerial stem is called sucker. Example you learn first, that is important. Sucker is a subaerial branch that arises from the basal underground portion of the main stem. A subaerial branch that arises from the basal underground. It is a subaerial branch which arises means which is born from the basal underground portion of the main stem. Now what is the example of this one? Initially it grows horizontally below the soil, means in the starting it will grow like this, and after that it will turn up, that it will grow vertically below the surface of the soil, but soon grow obliquely upward and it will form a leafy shoot. Example, mint and chrysanthemum. So if you want you can write that one. Initially it will grow horizontally, means in the starting it will grow flat or horizontally. Later it grow upwards, obliquely upwards is there. I just told the word. Later it grow upwards, means starting it is growing straight, flat, and then it is growing upwards. Example is mint and chrysanthemum. Mint, chrysanthemum. These two plants are there, which are the examples of sucker. Okay. Now next we have leaves, number 4. Okay, there are some plants in which the leaves also act as vegetative propagule, which can give rise to a new plant. Example, Bryophyllum and Caloanche. So first I am writing the example only. Bryophyllum and Caloanche. Check the spelling, Kalanchoe. Kalanchoe. Yeah, is correct. In Bryophyllum and Kalanchoe, the foliar birds. What is the meaning of foliar? Foliar means it refers to the leaves. Birds, you know, underground. Birds are the young undeveloped shoot which is found in the stems only. So foliar birds grow and detach from the parent plant to produce a new plant. Means if I will take the example of a leaf here, suppose this is the leaf. Here on the margins of the leaves many small leaf baby plants will be produced. Okay, these plants or the birds will give rise to the plants. Later on they will get separated and it will fall through the soil, and once they get all the favorable conditions for germination, these baby plants which are developed from the buds present on the leaves will develop into an independent new plant. So this is the method of vegetative propagation by leaves. Now next we have bulbils. Number 4 is completed. Now fifth one. Okay, number 5. Bulb spelling is here, so it is pronounced like bulbils. No? From bulbils also. Now what is this bulbils? Bulbils are found in the axil of the leaves, particularly they are type of inflorescence. So definition you write. First example, Globa bulbifera. The name of the plant where it is found. Globa bulbifera. In Globa bulbifera, what is this? This is the example of the plant which can reproduce vegetatively from the bulbils. So in Globa bulbifera, some flowers in the lower part of the inflorescence, it can germinate on the inflorescence are modified into small multicellular structures called bulbils. Are modified into small multicellular structures called bulbils. Okay, so in Globa bulbifera, some flowers in the lower part of the inflorescence, inflorescence is a group of flowers. It's called inflorescence. They are changed into small multicellular structures, and these structures are called bulbils, and they can grow into a new plant. They fall on the ground and they can grow into a new plant. These bulbils will fall on the ground, okay? They fall on the ground and germinate into they fall on the ground and grow into a new plant. Okay, now next one, the last one is here. Number 5 already we have done. Yes, bulbils. Now next, which topic I am saying, I will not write it. Why? Because it is not mentioned in the syllabus. So I will just say it orally. The next topic which is given is importance of vegetative propagation. I feel like it is important, or it is a good question can be asked. Write the importance of vegetative propagation. We have studied in class 8 also, in lower classes. And what are the limitations of vegetative propagation? Till now we studied the different methods of natural vegetative propagation, no artificial vegetative propagation, because it's not mentioned here in the syllabus. So natural vegetative propagation occurs by 5 different methods. What are they? We started with number 1, that was from underground stem, then subaerial stem, then we studied about the third one, that is from the leaves, then we studied the bulbils, then we also studied from the subaerial stems like offset, sucker and runner, leaves, bulbils. So only first one, underground stem, number 2 from subaerial stems, number 3 from leaves and bulbils. Only 4 we have studied, not 5, sorry. So first one is rhizome, example, that is the ginger I said, Second one, mainly the examples you learn, definitions, like what is the definition of bulb is? The lower part of the inflorescence are changed into small multicellular structures called bulbs. Only this much is the definition. So now next we have to study is, I told, importance of vegetative propagation. Why vegetative propagation is important? 5 points I will say. Number 1, it is very quick, it is fast, cheaper method of growing of new plants, in which, number 2, seedless fruits like orange, banana can be grown by this method. Number 3, those plants which are sick or diseased that cannot grow and produce the seeds can be grown easily by this method of vegetative propagation. Number 4, by using micro propagation or tissue culture method, we can grow disease-free plants. And number 5, it is a very good artificial vegetative propagation. Like when we use artificial vegetative propagation, it's not there in the syllabus. It is a good means or method of growing such plants which are economically important to us, like BT cotton, or growing of cereals, rice, wheat, maize, the one which can produce large amount of yield in a very short time. So it is possible due to vegetative propagation. Okay. Now next, what are the limitations? What are the demerits of vegetative propagation? 3 points are there. Number 1, it does not produce new variety, because from the same parent plant it is grown. So whatever genetic or morphological character of the parent plant is there, the same will be there in the daughter plants also, or the baby plants. Number 2, because the plants grown by vegetative propagation method, they do not have taproot. Taproot system is not formed, because most of them are growing from the roots are growing from the stem, which means adventitious roots are present. So such roots are not so strong. So they can be easily uprooted away in the strong wind, that is storms. So storms can uproot the plants which are grown by this method of vegetative propagation. So third one, some technical expertise is needed to carry out vegetative propagation, like in micro propagation or tissue culture method. It should be done in the lab in a sterile condition. So for that we need technical know-how, how to complete it. Okay. So we have done up to this vegetative propagation. Now next one is sexual reproduction in plants. I will just say, because it's so vast, it's not possible to write everything here. Now you know that sexual reproduction is the development of new individuals by the fusion of gametes. What is gametes? Male gamete, the sperm cell, in human beings I am saying. Female gamete, the egg cells. When they combine or fuse with each other, it results in the formation of zygote. Zygote is diploid, and it is the cell which grow many times by divisions, that is called cleavage, and it results in the formation of the entire organism. So zygote is multicellular. The embryo develops into the new organism. What is embryo? Embryo is formed by the development of zygote. Now next, sexual reproduction involves both the formation of male and female gametes. Now these two gametes can be produced by the same individual, one individual only. If the individual is hermaphrodite or bisexual, that contains both male and female parts. But if it is unisexual, like males are separate, females are separate, then they need to produce the gametes separately. Okay, now next point. Advantage of sexual reproduction is it helps in the production of varieties, variations. Like the new organisms which are produced by sexual reproduction, they are not similar to their parents. You may have seen, like the children of the same parents, they do not resemble their parents, and neither they resemble with each other. They are not showing any similarity with each other also, in their body, in their structure, in their face. It means variations are seen among themselves also, among the siblings, as well as between the parents and their children. The next, all organisms, before carrying out the process of reproduction, they have to pass through certain stages of their life. It is there in the syllabus, juvenile phase. So growth and maturity is needed. A new organism is produced, suppose today a new organism is born. He is not fit for sexual reproduction. He needs to grow, complete certain years of his life, and reach that stage in which all his organs becomes functional and he can start the process of reproduction. So that phase is called juvenile phase, or it is known as vegetative phase in plants. Like today only a seed is produced, the seed may not germinate into a new plant. It needs some time, the dormancy is needed for it to become mature enough to germinate into a new plant. Similarly, in animals also they need to pass through juvenile phase, reproductive phase, and third one is senescence phase. Three are there in your syllabus. Juvenile phase means this young phase in which a child is not capable of reproduction until and unless he will not reach the puberty stage. So once he will reach the puberty stage and his organs, the gonads are working, that is testes and ovaries are working, they are producing the gametes, then they are functional, it means they can undergo the reproductive phase. So reproductive phase starts from the time period in which they have started producing their gametes till their gonads are not functional. Like in case of human females, at the age of 45 to 50, menopause occurs, in which there is complete stoppage of menstruation and no more eggs are released from the ovary. It means their reproductive period is over by the age of 45. So till 45, that is the time of reproductive phase, and after 45 or 50 years, like in human beings also, we have the shorter lifespan. So all our organs, body systems, they will start showing some degradation, means slow down. Now the number of cells which were produced earlier, they will become less and will start showing the symptoms of aging. That is, we are approaching towards our senescence, means old age. And that will result in the dysfunction of some organs. Liver is not working properly, kidney is not working, kidney failure, heart failure, isn't it? Skin, eyes not able to see. So it means all our organs function will decrease. So it means we are reaching towards the senescence stage. In plants also, this stage is established by the yellowing of leaves, the drying of stems, roots. It means the plants are slowly approaching towards their death, and death is the final or the last stage of all the living organisms. Okay, hope you have understood this one. Now next, one topic is there, unusual flowering is seen. Generally all the plants produces flower in particular season, they have a particular flowering season. Similarly, there are some unusual flowering which is seen in some plants, like bamboo plants you see. They flower once only in their life. Like in their whole life, only one time they will produce the flower in the fruits, and that's also after 50 to 100 years. They produce a number of fruits and die. Similarly, another plant is there, it is there in the syllabus, that's why I am saying bamboo example, and the second one is Strobilanthus kunthiana. It is in Hindi called Nila Kuranji. Nila Kuranji is a member of the family called Acanthacea, and it is found in the hilly areas of Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So once in 12 years, this Strobilanthus, I said, after 12 years only, they will produce the flower. Okay? Means till 12 years, no flowering will be there. So this is called unusual flowering pattern in some plants. Bamboo and Strobilanthus kunthiana or Nila Kuranji. You have to learn both the names. Then next one is, animals also show particular breeding behavior. Like some animals are there which are oviparous. Oviparous means the animals which produces eggs. Egg-laying animals are called oviparous, like all the birds are egg-laying, reptiles also. And the animals which produce babies, directly give birth to babies, they are called viviparous. Then we have the term parthenogenesis. In plants it is called parthenocarpy. Development of fruits without fertilization is called parthenocarpy. Try to differentiate between the term. And parthenogenesis is development of egg without fertilization. Means the egg can directly produce the living organism. There is no need of fertilization of male and female gametes. Then next, many mammals. What is this seasonal breeders? It is there in the syllabus. Seasonal breeder means many mammals, you know, warm-blooded animals like cow, dog, they remain reproductively active only during certain favorable seasons of their reproductive phase, and that is called seasonal breeder. In particular season only such mammals are reproductively active. Otherwise, in the remaining part of the year, they will not show any activity. That's why they are called seasonal breeders. Okay, so hope you have understood up to here. In the next class we can continue with the different phases of reproduction, like pre-fertilization, fertilization and fertilization, and the chapter will be also completed by that time. Okay, thank you.